welcome to another episode of Hey, It's Those Guys Game Review. What are you doing?
Yo.
No.
Fine.
You can do that?
Yeah.
Son of a...
Welcome to another episode of It's Those Guys Game Reviews, where we're not allowed to do anything interesting. I'm Nick Silviano, this is
ITGGR.
And today's game we're reviewing is The Amazing Spider-Man. Or everything. Basically, I'm not going to list the systems on because it's on everything. Probably on your cell phone if you look hard enough. So anyway, yeah, this is another Spider-Man game.
It's like Spider-Man 1 and 2, except modern day for the PS2.
It kind of works like the Spider-Man 2 version, like when the Spider-Man 2 movie, which is actually pretty good. For being a movie tie-in game, I expected this game to be horrible because a lot of movie tie-in games are terrible. But this one, believe it or not, and I was surprised by this myself, is actually decent.
Like, ever since Batman did so well, like, other superhero games are going to try to follow the same kind of, what's the word?
I guess they're trying to go for
same
that
formula.
I guess they're trying to go for that Arkham City kind of, Arkham Asylum, Arkham City kind of feel. I mean, the compact, what the hell is compact? Compact. That's like...
It's like what Captain Falcon would say.
I mean, that makes absolutely no... Anyway.
Because that's supposed to.
So,
Compact,
yeah, okay, can we move on? So, yeah, anyway, basically combat is kind of like how it was in Arkham Asylum, Arkham City. You know, you use one button to attack, and you got the little other button that helps you counter.
And you got stealth takedowns.
Stealth takedown. It tells you how to do like how to dodge moves at first when you're first playing, but after a while you have to look for the little spider sense thing. Every once in a while it will remind you, but for the most part you gotta look for the Spider-Man sense thing to go on. The game basically takes place after the first movie, where the Oscorp, or somebody working in Oscorp, wants to continue the research that Dr. Connors was doing in the movie, and they're making like these cross-species hybrid. Basically, they're taking new versions, making new versions, putting new twists
on
on
the original villains
of classic villain. In the movie, it was like they're doing it was animal DNA into humans.
This seems to be a theme of this of the past several years.
I think this might actually be the overall theme of this Spider-Man series that they're coming up with, but that's just a guess. I don't know what they're doing yet. The only difference between, in this game, they decided to do the opposite. They're putting human DNA into animals and seeing what results they get. Making cross-species.
Say abominations.
Abominations, yeah. So basically you see some classic Spider-Man villains in new forms like Vermin and Rhino and Scorpion and cool stuff like that.
The gameplay, like I said earlier, is kind of like reminiscent of Spider-Man 1 and 2 for the PS2, where you have an open sandbox world and you get to go wherever you want. I mean, it's not as the exploration isn't as good as it was in 1 and 2 for the PS2, but it's around there.
Another thing I kind of liked about this game is, like, in previous Spider-Man games, you had to, like, how can I put this? Like, you had to fulfill certain objectives, like swing around this area 5 times before the next mission. You had to do these stupid things before the next mission opened up. Like go through rings or race this person or do this. At least what I like in this game is you can just go straight to the point.
Which is the difference between me and him. I like to explore. He likes to just get on with it.
Hey, I like exploring.
I don't know why.
I like exploring too, but when I want to go back to the story, I don't want to have to completely work for it in meaningless, like, side quests that have nothing to do with the story whatsoever to get to it. I want to be able to put it to the side, and if I want to do it, eventually get to the story, I can. And this is something offering this one, and you can either go stop little crimes to get experience, or you can go straight to the main objective just because you want to.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the game, once again, uses like the build experience level up system. You get like you get experience points, you make stronger moves, you unlock new moves. It's all kind of fun stuff they've been doing in Spider-Man games lately, and that part actually still works.
Yes, and when you're flying around, you'll see like comic book pages, which when you collect a certain amount, unlocks a comic in the extras menu. I guess that's one little nice feature.
You can unlock different costumes and do other things. The story does actually seem pretty decent for what it is. I mean, Yeah, so it's still a pretty decent game. What's cool about it is like if you're like when you're fighting, Spider-Man's costume will take damage, but for some reason mysteriously disappears once you get back home.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, and then I know it's hard to tell during gameplay because like it's doing the distance thing. You don't really see it until up close enough. In cutscenes, he doesn't really go too damaged, although it has some depending on the area and the cutscene you're in.
Unlike the other Spider-Man games, up until Web of Shadows, you had life bars and like a bar for your webbing. Now you don't anymore, and now instead of a life bar, your health just regenerates.
Yeah, you can pretty much have you have unlimited webbing, which makes absolutely no sense to me because they were trying to because like in the previous Spider-Man games based on the past movies, I guess it would make sense to him to have unlimited webbing because in that series he had the organic web shooters. In this one, he does not. He has the regular mechanical web shooters, and you would think they would put that as a thing. But you know, in this day and age, I guess games don't really do power-ups and replenishment things. Yeah, for health you have to just if you go hide in the corner somewhere, you'll regenerate and you'll be fine. Yeah, but that's the way games are going. It's just regenerated health instead of actual picking up things to energize your health. I guess they want to make it more. Actually, I have no idea how that would be realistic at all. But whatever.
I think it's a decent game.
Yeah, for a movie tie-in game, it was actually pretty good. You know, the last couple movie tie-in games, Captain America, Thor, Iron Man, yeah.
Just cheap, shameless cash.
They did not like that. This one actually did pretty good. I think it had decent voice acting, decent story. Graphics aren't too bad either.
Battle system imitates Batman, which I get the feeling all superhero games are now going to try to imitate Batman.
Something like that.
Because it worked.
Web slinging is a bit more simplistic this time. Like in previous games, you could hold decide you wanted to shoot your web out. You had to use one of the shoulder buttons. So you just hold R. Hold it. You don't have to keep doing this. Just hold it, and you'll swing for most time. Do zip lines. Do quick zipping lines. It's pretty cool. Some things you can do.
Go into Web Rush, which is very super slow mo, and then you use it to zoom in on.
It only lasts for a few seconds before you go to normal speed and you miss your mark. But that's something you can power up as you go on.
Yeah.
So
basically, if you can power up your Web Rush so you can stay in it longer.
So yeah, power ups. So based on that, it's actually not that bad. Standard action game. My only gripe with it would be is I just think the camera is terrible.
I don't have a problem with it.
I mean, sometimes when you're crawling on ceilings, you get at some weird angle and you're trying to do the thing
annoying.
with the stealth takedown. And for some reason, you'll be walking and the camera will start automatically shifting to some weird angle, which you just have no idea why it would be at that angle. It's completely useless to be at that angle. But it does it anyway. I don't know if it's trying to veer you towards something. Hey, look, over here or what. But it does get kind of dumb on the camera. And sometimes it tries to do the over-the-shoulder thing, which to me just does not seem to work in a Spider-Man game at all.
Mm.
But other than that, pretty fun game. You should definitely give it a try. Probably not something you pay full price for. I would say rent it, GameFly, or wait for a price drop. But it's definitely a game you should at least try. I really don't think you'd be disappointed or you'll regret it. So I'm going to go ahead and give the game a 5 out of 7.
Same here.
So yeah, there you go. They made Spider-Man for everything, and we'll see you. Oh wait, hold on. One more thing.
What the hell?
See you next time.